Hey everybody, so we're going to be starting our notes for 5.4, which is all about factoring polynomials. And factoring is something you've done since Algebra 1
today. And this is such an important topic in any algebra because no matter what math course you're in the lower levels, you're going to be factoring, even next year in geometry and in pre-cal especially. So this first example that we have, we're going to do something called GCF, greatest common factor. What do all the terms have in common? So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so these notes, this video follows the notes that you have, so go ahead and pause when you need to, rewind when you need to. So this first example that we have here, there are 3 terms. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3. And looking at all 3 of them, I notice all 3 have an x. So I'm going to take an x out. And now it's going to be what is left. So if I started with x to the 3, or third power, and I took 1 away, or divide it, I would be left with x squared. My sign right here is just going to drop, and I'll be left with 4x, because again, I'm dividing by x, divide by x. And the other one, the sign is going to drop, leaving me with just a 5. But the directions say to factor each polynomial completely. And now in blue, I have a quadratic equation that takes us back to Algebra 1, and we need to factor that out. So in order to do that, I'm going to switch colors here. I have an x in both sets of parentheses. My sign is going to drop from the first one. I notice it's a negative here, so I have to do opposite. And now we can just fill in with the numbers that are the factors. So what 2 things multiply to give me 5 or negative 5, but add up to a negative 4? And that's going to be a negative 5 and a positive 1. And we can't forget about the x from the very beginning. And boom, we are done. All right, let's look at B. There are 2 terms, so we call it a binomial, while the other one was a trinomial. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out a y to the 3rd. But I know that 3 goes into 48, so I'm going to pull that out as well. So it's 3y to the 3rd. And then inside the parentheses, what is left of that binomial is y squared minus 16. And that's a difference of squares. So there's a number out there that multiplied by itself would give you 16. But when we add them, they cancel out, which means I'm going to have factors with opposite signs. So y minus and y positive. And what number would that be? That would be a 4. And bring down the first one. 3y to the 3rd, and we're done. All right, let's hit this last example. C. So there are 3 terms. We call that a trinomial. And what do they all have in common? They all have a 5, because they're all divisible by 5, z to the 2nd power. So 5z squared. And when I do that, that's going to leave me with z to the 2nd power plus 6z plus 9. And again, that can be factored, that purple part right there. Those factors will be, everything is positive. So I'm going to go ahead and put my parentheses and my z's. The number that goes would be a 3, because 3 times 3 is 9, but when you put them together, it becomes a 6. Drop down the red, 5z squared, and you're done. Okay, so that was our little recap of factoring, everything you did in Algebra 1, just with bigger exponents. So now let's talk about this super important concept. We have the sum of two cubes and the difference of two cubes. Now, the way I remember is when we are adding, we're doing a sum, right? Because sum means adding. The first parenthesis is going to have an addition. But that second one, or the one inside, is opposite. Notice both of them end with a plus. It's that second one that's different than what we're talking about. So difference, again, they match. And this isn't something you have to memorize. You have it on your formula chart. You'll have your formula chart for your test. But when you get to the upper levels, it's something they expect you to know. So would it be bad to memorize it now? No. So let's look at this example. So the first example, 64x to the third. Well, we want to label our A. Our A is going to be 4x, because 4 to the third power is 64. So that's your A, right? Because if we break it apart. And then the 1, can we break that 1 apart somehow? Yeah, be 1 to the third. And I actually really like it how they wrote it here. So anywhere there's an A, they put that 4x. And then anywhere there's a B, well, they wrote the +1. All right, so let's jump into some examples. The same thing goes with the difference. So we're going to want to identify the A and the B values first. So the first thing I'm going to notice right here, that's a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and write D for difference. And we want to identify the A and the B. So there's no number here, but it's automatically a 1. So I'm going to put 1x, or you could just put x. And your B, what number to the third power would give you 125? Correct answer is 5. So I'm going to use this formula right here. And let's plug stuff in. So difference, we know it's going to be, let me switch colors for you. We're going to do x minus 5. And then the other parenthesis, x squared. And we're going to do plus 5x plus 5 squared, because it's our b squared right there. But I can clean that up a little bit because we know what 5 squared is. So to clean it up, we're going to do x minus 5, x squared minus 5x, plus 5x, plus 25, because 5 squared is 25. And there it is. Let's look at this next example, problem 2. So we're going to look at this, and the first thing you should notice is that there's an x to the 5th and an x squared, which means this isn't going to work unless we modify this somehow. So let's pull out an x squared from both, and looking at those numbers, those coefficients, is there anything that they have in common? Are they divisible by a number? So let's pull that out. Let's pull out a 2x squared. And what are we left with when we do that? You'll be left with 8x to the third plus 27. Now, focusing on just the blue, we have a sum of two cubes. And we can use that formula up here. So we're not going to worry about the red until the very end, and we'll throw that back in. So focusing on that, let's identify the A and the B. Your A is going to be 2x, because 2 to the third power is 8. Your B is going to be 3, because 3 to the third power is 27. Now all we got to do is put it in the formula and we're good. So when I do that, and I'm going to stay in orange, I will have 2x plus 3, and I'll have 2x, and that's squared, minus 3 times 2x plus 3 squared. Let me try to close that parenthesis. There we go. Now let's clean all this up. Let's drop that red and be done with this problem. That's 2x squared. I'm going to have 2x plus 3, 4, because 2 squared is 4, x squared minus 6x plus 9. And there's your answer. All right, one more example and we are done. So this last example is about factor by grouping. So you're going to break this polynomial off into 2 groups. In this case, they split it like that. They noticed both of them had an r, so they were able to pull out an r and wrote what was left. For the other one, they pulled out an s and they wrote that and wrote what was left. When you do this, you should end up with something that's the same on both sides. In this case, it was the a plus b. And you take whatever outside the parentheses and you put those together, giving you the first factor. Now, the part that throws people off is that they forget the sign right here. You need to write the sign. Always write it. So let me show you what I mean with these 2 examples. So I'm going to cut this in half because I notice on the left-hand side I have an x squared that I can pull out of both. And when I do that, I'm left with x plus 3. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to pull out a negative 7. Not just 7, but a negative. And when I do that, I will have x. That negative 21 is going to become a positive, because I pulled out the negative 7, positive 3. So I have the x plus 3's in common, so that's going to come together and give you x plus 3. You're going to take whatever's left on the outside, and that's going to give you the first factor, just like that. Oh, I forgot to close that first parentheses. There you go. And just like that, you're done. So let's try it with the next one. Draw a line there so we don't get mixed up. I'm going to cut it in half. I notice there's an x to the third that I can pull out. And I'll be left with x minus 2. On the other side, I'm going to pull out a negative 27. And that'll leave me with x minus 27, and 27 give me 54. So 2. Again, these 2 are in common, so I can write that first, x minus 2. And if they're ever not the same, you need to go back and split it up a different way. Write what you have on the outsides of the parentheses, x to the third minus 27. But it doesn't end right there, does it? Because we know from the last example, x to the third minus 27 can be broken down just a little bit more. If we label our a x and our b 3, because 3 to the third power is 27, we know we can use the difference of cubes, or 2 cubes, I'm sorry. So let me write that formula for you real quick. There you go, there's your formula if you didn't want to flip back. So now let's just plug everything in. We have x minus 3. Ooh, let me fix that parentheses for you. And then we have x squared plus 3x plus, well, 3 squared is 9. And the last and final thing, I need to take this and bring it down. So x minus 2. And there you go. There's your final form completely factored out for you. So, with that being said, you have your assignment. It is going to be posted for you on the portal. When you log into the portal, you'll have your textbook there and the assignment. I have it set up so you have 3 tries, and there is an online tutor if you cannot get a hold of me.